I see what you're saying.
But the point still remains, though.
But
what?
my whole thing is what I was saying earlier is the numbers show one side of it, then there's a whole nother side.
Oh, yes. What we was talking about earlier. Yes.
And that's the thing where it's like if you just look at numbers, it's cool. Black people killing, But it's like there's a lot of reasons and nuances to why this is going on. Not saying it's right or wrong. It's not. I'm not saying it's right because it's definitely wrong. Killing is bad. Period. But there's a lot of things that go on in these places where people are killing people. It's not just because we see a black person standing in the corner and we're like, oh, shoot him. That's not what's going on.
That's not what's going on, but like...
So when you just say the numbers, that's the misconception. It's like, oh, they're just killing each other.
But if you don't live that life, you wouldn't know anything but the numbers. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think that's you're doing a disservice to yourself. You don't have to live this life, but you should be more educated before you speak. And that goes back to what we was talking about earlier as well.
Oh, yes.
People having the grounds to just speak.
Yeah, okay.
So if you only know one side of things, I don't think that's a license for you to just state your opinion because there's more things that go into this situation than you know. So
I disagree.
Get yourself educated and then talk.
Anybody with an opinion should have the freedom to state it to anybody who is willing to listen. And I remember you turned up on me earlier. He turned up on me earlier. What was you saying? You said not everybody deserves. Oh yeah, this is where we clash. You were saying not everybody deserves to state their opinion. I'm just like, wait, an opinion is like a thought said out loud.
Yeah, it is.
So what's wrong with thinking?
The problem is we have too many people who aren't educated doing the thinking.
That doesn't matter. That anybody can think of anything.
No.
What I'm saying is if you're going to speak on a specific topic, that's especially if it's sensitive to a group of people, you should be educated in the topic that you're speaking on before you speak.
Well, if we're talking about crime and
you're saying, and then you put that on black folks, that now becomes a black folk
the
thing.
Numbers put it on black folks. We're talking about murders. The numbers put it on black folks.
So now that you have these numbers and this is on black folks, you should do some type of education to see if you can find out why these murders are occurring, where they're occurring, when they are occurring.
Yes.
You should do some digging before you just go out there and be like, black people are killing each other.
No, I agree. You should know about the systematic issues behind it that may cause that.
Yes,
That's what you're
that's
saying.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, but a lot of people, they don't, like, honestly, sometimes we get to a point where things are so crazy, you just want a solution to the problem. Especially when something's been lasting for such a long time. You know what I mean? In terms of the disproportionate numbers of killers that we have amongst ourselves.
Who wants a solution to the problem, though?
Who wants a solution to the problem? I think everybody does.
I think that's bullshit.
What?
You know, I think you know better than me.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I
don't know nothing.
I think you do.
Wait, who wants it? Okay, I don't think a race of people. There might be specific people who benefit or feel like we're inferior, but I don't think that's if we're talking about races of people, like I think in general every race wants everybody to do better, including black people.
Okay, I can agree with that, but let's not sit here and act like Tom and Sally, who live in Beverly Hills, really give a fuck about who died on West 86th Street in Los Angeles.
True, that doesn't
Let's not act like they really are invested and they care so much. Like, oh my God, crime needs to stop. Like let's not do that.
Okay,
bullshit.
No, that's not what I'm arguing. I'm saying they may not give a fuck, but they're not rooting for. Yeah, I hope the Bloods kill some Crips.
Oh no,
today.
of course not.
You know what I mean? Like not. I don't. That's what I'm saying.
But then, it goes back to the right. This goes back to. I like how this conversation is coming full circle because now this comes back to the Charlie Kirk thing.
Okay.
These people see these numbers and think that we are just doing something to each other just for the fuck of it. Do you think that they show African American men empathy when they die? When we kill each other, do you think they show us empathy?
No, I don't think they show us empathy.
Why not? Because they feel like, and not everybody deserves empathy, right?
Yeah, but okay.
So why can't we now feel that way that this white man got killed?
Actually, you asked. No, go ahead. What?
No, I feel like because Charlie Kirk is not the best example. He's not like a bad guy, bro. That's your
interpretation of him. You can't speak for how anybody else feels about him.
I know. And I'm saying, but like, who watches the video?
Say you feel like he's not a bad guy, but there's other thousands and thousands of other people who are right now going crazy and happy that this man died, so they feel opposite of you.
Yeah, because they're emotional. First of all, but he's the guy trying to reach us to understand it. I said this plenty of times, keep saying it again. He's the only person I know who's going to say some wild shit. And if you could show him the number and just convince, like, and show him the fact that it's wrong, he'll be like, I'm wrong. Or if he's going to try to meet you in the middle so you can understand his point of view, he can understand your point of view. He's not out here just spitting like crazy rhetoric and staying on business when he's wrong. If he's wrong, he's going to be like, I was wrong.
But
y'all got that.
And that's what I'm saying. The truth hurts sometimes.
Yes, the truth hurts. The truth very rarely feels good.
Right.
Very rarely feels
That's true. That's a bar. That's a bar.
My thing is, I'm not disputing the numbers, like the truth that if he's spitting truth, cool. Like I said, I've heard people say that he said certain things about groups of people, such as black people, black women, and like specifically and shit like that. Yeah. It's like you saying black women don't have the mental capacity to do certain things. That's not a fact. That is just a fucked up thing to say about a group of women, about a group of people and women at that. That's just a fucked up thing to say.
He made it seem like if it wasn't for DEI,
there's no debate with that.
Jobs. Like y'all ain't capable of doing no job.
Okay.
There's no debate with that. That's a wrong thing to say, and that comes from a hateful place.
No, I can't say that. Even though I didn't see that full clip, but I cannot say that comes from a hateful place without getting the full context of the situation.
How does that? Because all right, so you can.
He might have looked at.
Wait. What statistics out there do you think show that black women, specifically, are incapable of doing something?
Okay, I don't. Actually, you know what? People put a bunch of stuff out there. I personally don't believe that black women are incapable of doing anything that any other women are able to do. But just like how we spoke earlier about the murder rates being a little bit more rampant in the numbers when it comes to black people, maybe there's some other numbers that somebody can interpret and look at that as, okay, this means this. I don't believe it. But regardless, though, we should still be able to get the full context before we say. And there's a difference between I don't give a fuck if he died and woo he's dead.
That is a big difference, and that's the woo he's dead is fucked up. That I don't give a fuck that he's dead. That's cool.
Absolutely.
And that's my point too. And not only that, actually, I'll take it a step further. The people who are woo-hoo and he's dead need to be shamed and need to be like they're all losing their jobs. Did you hear about this? They're losing a bunch of teachers are losing their jobs. A bunch of people are losing their jobs all over the country. People are screenshotting. Actually, creators, big time creators, are saying, "Yo, if you see anybody who has a post or something like that, send it to me. I'm gonna use my platform to highlight that and get that person fired." I agree with that for a multitude of reasons.
I also just want to throw this out there. Let's not act like everything that came out this man's mouth was facts. No. Let's not act like everything he said there was a statistic to back it up. That's dangerous. That's like dangerous territory. So I'm pretty sure he's a human being. I'm pretty sure he has some wild beliefs and he said some fucked up things.
Right.
That doesn't mean he should have been killed. But we're not going to sit here and act like it goes back to the woman thing where it's like, oh, there's a statistic out there. Like, there could be a statistic for fucking mad things. Like,
true.
But it's like, let's not act like everything this man said, it was like some statistical fact where he was going off it and then he came out and said it. That's why he said it, because there was facts to back it up. This nigga probably just said some fucked up shit from time to time, like a regular nigga does. Everybody, like regular people say fucked up shit sometime.
Okay. I mean,
so I don't want to make it seem like this nigga didn't say fucked up things.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't want to make it seem like everything that came out his mouth was a fact. It was fact based and
actually,
yada yada yada. Like, no, that's just not how life even works.
I have. Nobody's perfect, but I personally have received hundreds of comments from people saying this guy was about facts and numbers. And he was about speaking like whatever he saw on black and white paper. Me personally, that's what I've seen. Hundreds and of at least 100.
Right now, he was a Christian, right?
Yes, he was a Christian.
Where's the facts that God was true or real or anything of that? Where's the facts for any of that? But he was a hard-bodied Christian. He believed that shit to his core.
Okay.
Where's the facts for that?
We all believe in God here, by the way. Just throwing that out. He's just using that as an example of. I mean, there's certain things that you just can't have the facts for that you believe in.
It's not like he was preaching. Like he wasn't a preacher. He was a conservative commentator.
No, that's not what Booms is getting at. What Booms is getting at is this idea that this man just spoke facts. because that's the type of nigga he was. That so everything that he did, you would assume that it came from some type of fact somewhere, some type of statistic or some type of factual shit he read.
Okay,
It's just
I can
just
agree.
bullshit.
You know what? I can agree with that.
It's just bullshit.
I can agree with that. I mean, yeah, nobody's.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
He didn't deserve to be murdered, though.
Right.
He didn't deserve for his kids to be able to watch this video every fucking day for the rest of their life. His wife, he didn't deserve none of that. And he doesn't deserve to be celebrated. Like, his death doesn't deserve to be celebrated. But I could also sit back and be like, I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was until he got shot. So I don't give a fuck that Charlie Kirk got shot.
Do you got your phone?
Yeah.
So you know what we should do actually, because they're doing a compilation of all the things that why you shouldn't like Charlie Kirk.
But those clips of like they're not the full.
You keep saying that, bro.
Yeah, no,
It's like,
I know.
You keep saying the shit that people have clipped together. There's people out there that have seen all these clips and still feel this way. So stop saying this clip shit, bro.
No,
the clips are gonna make him look either good or bad. That's what the clips are there for. But let's not act like people have not seen this man speak in the totality and still have come to these conclusions about him, whether they like him or dislike him. Stop making it seem like all these clips is just to make him seem like he's the worst in the world. Because they got clips that's making him look like he's a fucking saint. They got those too.
Yeah, but
this goes both ways.
But you take one bad clip that you take out of context and nigga will feel some type of way without even watching the whole story, bro.
And I'm saying
that's what I'm trying to get at.
And I'm saying it's up to you to do your research and see if that's what you got out of what he said when you watched the whole clip. Like I said, these clips are gonna exist. I don't want to talk about clips because that's what clips are for. They're for shock value.
Right.
Yeah, but
so once you see a clip, you can either decide, all right, I'm gonna do some more research, or you can say you reserve the right to do both. You reserve the right to go do some more research, or be like, oh, fuck this guy. You reserve the right when you hear him say something fire, be like, I'm gonna do some more research, or fuck it, I like this guy. You reserve the right for both. It don't really matter about the clips.
Okay. Alright. Yo, did you see the video of Did you see the video of that woman getting stabbed up on the train?
No, I don't watch it like that. I didn't want to watch the Charlie Kirk video. I don't watch it like that. That shit's.
I'm glad you brought that up though.
What did you think about that?
One, it was fucked up, but two, I like you can see like the injustice that happening when it comes to her, and it's kind of crazy. Cause niggas are finding all type of excuse on why the black man did it. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, I think we all said it earlier, and we all agree with this statement, nobody deserves to die.
Right.
No matter the race, no matter the scenario. There's a lot of fucked up people in this world.
Right.
But unless you're doing something like to the extreme, if you just have an opinion or just by color skin, you don't deserve to die.
The only people that should be killed are people who do shit to kids.
No,
that's it. Y'all, those people deserve to die. If you do something to children, black, white, Chinese, blue, black, orange, pink, whatever your fucking color is, if you do something to kids, you deserve to die.
I agree. Yeah.
But there's a lot of like, basically like black people like celebrating him for what he did.
Yeah, I heard about that and I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. But there's also, crazy. You know what that is?
It's not crazy.
But that's a retaliation to everybody that was saying, yo, look, look, another black man who's, and they're saying like, yo, she didn't read the room. I bet you if it was a white guy reading a book behind her or something like that, this would never happen. So these other black people are retaliating against those comments or whatever. And they're like, yo, if it was a white dude, they would have shot up the whole bus instead of like blah, blah, blah. That's where that's coming from. But I still think it's really, really messed up though.
So what injustice is happening with her? Because I don't know. I seen like the video, but I didn't click on it. So I don't really know what happened.
So this is what happened. Pretty much, this woman got off for work. She hops on the bus and she goes towards the back. In the back, there's a few seats available. One of the seats that's closest to her that's available is right in front of a guy that looks super sketchy. He just looks sketchy off rip. And she has her headphones in. She's looking at her phone. She sits down. She's chilling. As she's looking at her phone, headphones are on. She had no idea if this was coming. The guy behind her pulls out a pocket knife, takes it in his hand, and then pulls her head back and just starts slicing at her neck. Like people say, like I seen the video, like it wasn't necessarily like he did stab, but it was mostly like he pulled her neck back. It was just like this to her neck. And then after that, he stopped, and then she's like looking at him in horror, and then she collapsed on the floor, bled out. Not a single soul came immediately to help. Yeah, to render aid. She was just bleed. She bled out everywhere. and she was a Ukrainian refugee. And they're saying the reason why you're not hearing about it on certain news stations is because it doesn't fit the narrative.
Is this man locked up right now?
He is locked up for this.
Okay.
Yeah. They
So
say
what-
he's crazy.
So what injustice?
No, people are celebrating, like, I think you said, but people are celebrating what he did.
Yeah, people are like, yeah, fuck that white
How
bitch.
do you? I don't understand. Okay, so I'm thinking something completely different happened. That's sick.
Yeah, that's crazy,
that's
right?
disgusting.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. But like, but now we live in a time where it's almost like we in this new wave of tit for tat. Like, oh, we want to see these people die, or like if something happens to them, ha ha. And I was saying like that's kind of like that hood culture, that hood smoking on dead pack frequency bleeding out into pop culture. And I think that that's exactly what's happening. We're in a new era right now. So I think it's really, really dangerous to talk about things like that in those ways. Like, even if you didn't give a fuck about Charlie Kirk dying, even that wouldn't even be said out loud.
But that's what goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's like not every opinion needs to be stated.
Okay,
Yeah.
see
I
that's
agree
true.
too.
That's true. But there used to be a shame with that. It came naturally. I'm not saying if somebody chooses not to state an opinion because they know the backlash is going to be swift, that's different than saying you just shouldn't say anything that you want to say.
That's true. That is true.
You
I
know?
understand that. Yeah.